Yo, peace, peace. You already know who it is, your man, Lord on the Supreme. And I just want to drop some jewels on y'all real quick, a quick video. Just sharing my thoughts, you understand me? Sharing my viewpoint, because I feel that it's very needed. And right now, particularly, I want to talk about, like, I just think straight up, I'm going to be honest, man, I think too many of you guys is giving your power away to the women, especially nowadays women, and allowing them to think that they're something that they're not, thinking that they're all that, thinking that they, hot as shit, thinking that, they're a commodity and this and that, but it's like, baby, you're not really the commodity, you understand me? Especially the way you being right now. You probably would have been a commodity maybe 50 years ago or 100 years ago, before the feminism and all that other shit got into your mind, the programming and the low quality vibration, low quality thoughts, low quality foods, low quality ways of being, low quality ways of carrying yourself, you understand me? But you are too lost in the sauce that you can't really see what's going on. And I can see it so clear, you understand me? But the good thing for you is, and I'm talking about the Liliths and the women that's calling themselves feminists. I love it because, like, this shit remind me of when I met my homegirl Saturday, and she was one of the realest homegirls I ever met, and I really appreciate that I met her. But I met her in a coffee shop one time. Let me just say this short, real brief. I was in a coffee shop. I used to go to this coffee shop. I don't know if it's still there. It probably will be still there. It's 4th and 1 Apparel in Long Beach, California. And I used to go there frequently. And it was a dude that I knew, an old school cat I used to see up there. He used to always play chess or whatever with the whoop and make jokes. He was just so carefree. He was funny. He was cool. Had a little swag on him. Anyway, I saw this woman come inside. And the woman, she seemed like she was older too, whatever, but she still had her little swag, a little way she carried herself. And I even thought she was kind of attractive. I said, okay, yeah, she cool vibe. And I saw that she was sitting in there looking cute and chilling, and she got close to my homie, and he playing chess, and she got close, like sitting next to him, and I guess he said something to her, or she said something, whatever, and they started talking, and she was talking to him while he was playing chess and whoopty whoop, and it seemed like it was going somewhere for a little bit. Anyways, I guess like 4 or 5 minutes in, she ended up getting up. I like to watch social interactions, you understand me? I feel like I'm a social scientist. I've been watching this shit for years. So she got up and then sat on the other side of the place. It was kind of closer to me. And I was thinking, like, why would she, why did she get up? They like everything was going good, I kind of had an idea, but I was like, let me ask her and see what she say, all right? And, and it turned out it was just what I thought. I talked to her. I said, hey, what's going on? I said, so you wasn't feeling my mans? So he's a pretty cool guy. You dig? Yeah. She's like, oh, yeah, he seems like a cool guy, whatever. Something he seemed interesting, yeah. But she said, because he was so focused on it, act like he was so focused on it. He only gave her so much. He wasn't, which is kind of how you're supposed to play the game. But after a while, you're supposed to give her a little more, something to go on to. You can't still be pushing her off like she, like, at least the most important while you still focusing on, like, that chess game ain't going nowhere. You playing that shit all day, every day. Put a little more energy into it, like you're trying to go do something, Y'all was talking about that y'all both like fucking opera and shit. I hate opera, but they said they both like opera. And he's like, oh, it's a nice opera thing with a roof. She said, oh, cool. Yeah, she said, I was looking for somebody to go with. He ain't say nothing about it after that. He just, he was old, so it's like he wasn't really, he had the forefront, going off, confident and playful, aloof attitude, but at a certain point you had to, put your balls down, put your money where your mouth is, put a little intention behind what you're doing now. Okay, it's like, okay, do you want to see me or not? Do you want to hang, or not? And she was basically saying she was, looking for somebody to go with, but she ain't gonna be like, oh, So fast forward, when I saw that she came and sat next to me, I guess so she got up and go. So I said, next to me, I said, yo, so what's going on? You wasn't feeling my man? Why you ain't understand? Yeah, what's going on? Yeah, a little vibe. She said, oh yeah, he seemed like a cool guy and everything. Yeah, he seemed real nice, whatever. But she said, she said, I probably even would have went, went on the show with him or went out with him, But she said, I'm not going to be the only one, putting all that effort in with the whoop. This what made me really like her. She said, I'm not going to be the only one, putting in all that extra work. Sometimes she said, it's like a fire, We both got to be putting the fire shit in. She said, I ain't going to be trying to want to keep the fire going, trying to be talking about. I said, this is my bitch right here. That's when I knew I liked her. I said, oh yeah, she cracking me up, busting me. Russian girl from Russia. Saturday, you understand me? I said, you was the business. So ever since then, we was off to the races, We hung out and shit, That's back when old self smoked, We smoked a joint one time and shit, and went to this falafel place. She was real cool. She told me she had 2 daughters and shit, which is, had some pretty daughters. She was a vibe. But she, she kind of reminded me and let me know, like, yeah, I'm not going to put all this effort in for nobody who's definitely not trying to put that thing in for me. You understand me? Most of the women that I've been with, to be honest with you, they chose me, especially off the forefront. I think they all pretty much chose it, but I think that we're gonna talk about the obvious ones, the ones that's like, man, your man's is cute. You know what I'm saying? Talk to their friend and come talk to me, or I see him looking at me a certain kind of way. You know what I'm saying? I see you peeking, but you ain't speaking. You understand me? I see you acting like she hiding behind something, but every time I look, she looking at me. And so to me, she chose, and so I go and, do my thug thizzle. I just got to show up. There's not really no effort you got to put in. I think most people fuck up, and it's because they think they have to do something. They think they got to go out and show the bitch how much they got, or what, how much money they got, or what kind of car they drive. It's like, no, bro, those are supposed to be like, those are nice trinkets. You know what I'm saying? It looks nice, but that shouldn't be your whole thing. It's the same thing. It's like with a woman. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of like a superficial woman. It's like, yo, okay, yeah, your body looks nice. You are pretty, but do you have any? You know what I'm saying? You have any substance? And I think most people, they're lacking the substance. Even the guys, you know what I'm saying? You know different than a girl that got a BBL. You know what I'm saying? Pay for an ass shot, or pay, to get her hair done. You thinking that's gonna be the one that's what's gonna get me and it's gonna keep me. It may give me, let me look and maybe interesting. Okay, she has nice hair, or she has this, what you will, but what else? Oh, well, she said, I am the table. I said, oh, hell no. You walk away with that, because it's like, bitch, can you cook? She cook for what? We can always get takeout. No, bitch. I don't even like takeout like that, because this food around here, and I don't even care about prices, because money is not an issue. But even if that, you know what I'm saying? Even if that's not the case, you're circulating all this money. You're spending all this money, right? I don't spend. I like to circulate. I circulate all my money. I invest. But you're investing and circulating, you know what I'm saying, and quote unquote spending all your money on these expensive, low quality foods, you know what I'm saying, that's going to make you look older, make you age, going to make your digestive system work harder just to digest the food, and can cause other issues that you don't even know about just because it's supposed to be an expensive meal and supposed to be luxuriously because it's on the beach and you eating in front of the beach, or in front of a bunch of other motherfucking low quality motherfuckers. How does that work out? Not for nobody high quality like me. Shit, I'd rather majority of my meals, like I tell my sister, if you want to be healthy, you want to look right, majority of your meals should be fucking 90%, 95% at home. You should make majority of meals at home, because you know what I'm saying, you more than likely know more where the ingredients coming from, you know how it got to you, you know what I'm saying, you know how it got prepared, you know how, you know what I'm saying, how it was, the finished product was, you know how the person was feeling when they was preparing it, and you got to sit down in peace and eat it in your own space, in your own home. There's nothing like eating in your own home. The old me a couple years back, you know what I'm saying, I was sleeping outside, sleeping on the beach, sleeping on the streets. You understand me? And I'm not afraid. I'm not ashamed to say any of that, because I knew where I was going. I knew where my mind was going. I knew what I wanted to be. I knew what I wanted to have. And for we're in this world, but we're not in this world. So I would walk through the whole world like that. And people would be like, sometimes people would get upset and they would say, man, you walk around like you better than the rest of us. You know what I'm saying? Or you better than this. I'm like, nigga, we in the shelter. I better walk around like I'm better than everybody else. Or nigga, we in the slums. I better walk around like I'm better than everybody else. I mean, we on the motherfucking, so you got something called Skid Row in LA. And I walked through that shit a couple times, because in order to get to the Greyhound in downtown LA, you got to walk through that shit. And that was, people talk about that shit, but that was my first time seeing it. You know what I'm saying? I'm walking down Skid Row. I'm like, damn, this shit right here looks like a fucking, like a damn near death sentence. You know what I'm saying? You coming out here, it's like you can just see the despair in the air. You can feel it, you can breathe, you can smell it. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, we in this world, we're not others. Where I'm walking through it and shit. And I stopped by one of the little, I guess it was like a little Chinese lady. She was giving like old donuts away. You know what I'm saying? I guess that's her way of getting a tax write-off. Right? She's getting all donuts away, and all the dudes are going around there. And when I walk into this motherfucker, somebody put their arm on me and said, hey man, they touched me and shit. I said, back up, who the fuck is you? And it turned out it was my fucking my uncle. You know what I'm saying? My uncle from my cousin's dad's brother, you know what I'm saying? So it was like, you know what I'm saying? We call him uncle. We ain't seen that nigga in a minute. He said, what's going on, man? I said, nigga, damn, where you been at? The family ain't seen you for a while. He said, man, yeah, I know. He said, I just been out doing my thing. I just been going through some stuff. I said, okay. Oh, it's been years. People ain't heard from you. You know what I'm saying? You gotta see what's up with people. I did a short video with him, a little live video for clip, and posted up. Right? I said, man, you gonna let people know where you at? You only got a number? He said, nah, I'm not ready yet. I said, damn. I just knew it was spiritual. I knew it was something was going on. You know what I'm saying? It was the suffering of the soul. You know what I'm saying? The journey of the soul. So I just let that go. I'm not one of them type of people that be like, oh man, you got it with the woo. No, I ain't got no attachment with a dude like that. Since I posted the video up, and I let him go, he went back into the darkness. You know what I'm saying? Where it was the wave of bums. You know what I'm saying? I ain't seen it, and I couldn't see it no more. And when I posted that shit, the cousin shit, and my cousin's cousin was like, nigga, whoopty whoop. I That's my dad. You see where he at with the whoop? Why you ain't stopping? You know, he was a little, his energy was a little off, you know what I'm saying? But I could tell he was hurting, so I didn't take it personal. But he's like, oh, where you at, man? I ain't talking in a minute, man, with the whoop. I said, yeah, you're grown now. And, you know, he grown too, so he gonna do what he want to do. But that's just, you know, that's just how it goes. You understand me? So you know, you gotta have a goal. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have a vision. I don't even really want to say a goal, but it is a goal. But you gotta basically have an end result. You have to have something that you see yourself having, doing, and being. If you don't have that, you're gonna be just going out here aimlessly, and somebody else gonna give you a goal. They're gonna give you something to be. They're gonna place you in a box, because that's all they want to do. When I was growing up, people were trying to make me work a 9-to-5 job and do the regular shit. And your mom's like, when you gonna have kids? Like, I don't care about no motherfucking kids, bringing no kids in this motherfucking world. I don't care about working a 9-to-5 job for somebody else's dreams and goals. I don't care about being with a woman that don't give a fuck about where her soul is going after this. You understand me? I'm just way different, and I realize that now. You know, back then I used to feel bad about it. I used to be so ashamed about it and think that was something wrong with me for being different. But now I embrace it. To be in a world like this and to be different is a gift from the Most High. I wouldn't even be sharing these things to you if I didn't feel like they needed to be shared. You understand me? I feel like it's my duty and my purpose to share this. Otherwise, I would be saving my energy, because I know every time you speak, you're using prana. You know what I'm saying? You're giving life energy when you speak. That's why people be just talking for no reason. You know, they're wasting energy, wasting time. But if I have some value and something to really share to you, I know it's going to benefit you and somebody's going to appreciate it, and I'm going to post it out. You understand me? I'd be more fulfilled doing that. Getting my meditation right after. So I know this kind of video went through a bunch of different things, but I was just allowing the flow to come. And, you know, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Know who you are, know what you want. And, you know, don't let nobody take that from you. Don't let nobody tell you that you got to be something that you don't want to be based off of their dogma, based off of their mindset, based off of what they believe, what they think of. You know what I'm saying? For we in this world, but we're not of this world. You know inside of you what you're supposed to do. You just got to remember. You got to remember who you are. You know what I'm saying? They're going to tell you a child of God. That's the most they're going to give you. They're going to tell you you're a son of this, or you're that and this. But no, if you're going to say I'm a son of this, and I come from that, just say that I'm that. You know what I'm saying? You're going to say that I'm this, or I'm made in the image. Don't just say I'm made in the image. I'm made in the image of something that I'm that. You understand me? Stop sugarcoating and trying to push me away and find ways to keep me just out of the way, just enough. You understand me? Say if I am who I am. Shit, I am that I am. So, you know what I'm saying? When you embrace that and realize your connection with God is so powerful, so beneficial, you're going to start walking different. You're going to start moving different. You're going to start talking different. You're not going to allow nobody to tell you that you're just some kind of nigger, or just some kind of black person, or you're just some kind of, you know what I'm saying, low quality, poor quality person. No. Fuck what they thinking. That's their images. That's their labels. That's what they wanted to label you. Let somebody else label you. That means they have control over you and authority over you. Nobody has authority over me. I'm not no motherfucking person. Oh, you know I'm not no citizen. No, I'm not none of that. I'm whoever I am. You know what I'm saying? What's your name? I don't have a name. My title is Lord I Knew Supreme. You understand me? You know, you have to really have control and self-preservation tactics. You understand me? You got to have self-discipline. You got to have self-awareness above everything around you, above everyone around you, because people are going to try to put you in boxes, put you in placements that you don't want to be in. You're going to realize, like, damn, I should have stopped this when I first heard it. But it was too late by then. You understand me? It was too late. So that being said, I'm going to get back to what I'm doing. You understand me? I'm at the beach getting a little workout in. You know what I'm saying? Getting this sun, getting this vitamin D. Pause. And, I'll let y'all go. You did get thirsty. Jeez.